I Australien bor cirka 15,5 miljoner människor och några av dem kommer ni att få träffa i dokumentärserien Young Australia, det unga Australien. Vi börjar i detta första program med att besöka en boskapsfarm i närheten av Alice Springs, ökenstaden mitt i Australien där skogs- och gräsbränder hör till vardagen. Men först en kort inledning av seriens producent Eskil Garpebring.
Hej! Vad heter huvudstaden i Australien? Rätt svar, Canberra eller på engelska Canberra. Sydney är huvudstad i delstaten Nya Syd Wales och Melbourne är huvudstad i delstaten Victoria. Eftersom programmet som vi nu ska sända är helt på engelska ska jag förklara några ord och uttryck som förekommer i programmet. I avsnittet om gräs- och skogsbranden, The Bushfire, säger brandmannen som jag intervjuar att någon har troligtvis slängt a cigarette butt, en fimp, men att vi nu appear to have contained it, att vi nu tycks ha fått bukt med elden. Han säger också att alla i brandkåren är volunteers, frivilliga. På Cattle Station, boskapsfarmen, träffar vi en gillaroo. Så kallas en kvinnlig praktikant på en cattle station. Den manliga motsvarigheten är jackaroo. Både gillaroo och jackaroo sysslar med stockwork, arbete med boskap. När jag frågar gillaroo om inte hennes arbete är typiskt manligt så svarar hon: It depends how you interpret it. Det beror på hur man tolkar det. Terry och Marilyn Carger run the station. De sköter boskapsfarmen. Det var 25 plusgrader när den här intervjun gjordes och ändå tyckte Marilyn att det var kallt så hon tog på sig en kofta. Vi låter boskapen graze on the natural pastures, beta på de naturliga betesmarkerna, säger Terry. Lantgården, the homestead, är luftkonditionerad och den har solar panels, solpanel på taket. På så sätt får familjen sitt varmvatten. Barnen på Cattle Station går i School of the Air, radioskola. Eleverna i den här skolan är utspridda över ett område 3 gånger Sveriges yta och de har sina lektioner via radio, tvåvägskommunikation. Deras lärare, som är en qualified teacher, det vill säga hon har lärarexamen, sitter i en radiostudio på skolan i Alice Springs, ökenstaden som ligger mitt i Australien. Hemma på farmen har barnen a governess, en privatlärare. Hon undervisar barnen med hjälp av det material som skolan i Alice Springs skickar ut. Hon är alltså inte en qualified teacher, hon har inte lärarbehörighet. I avsnittet om radioskolan nämns också ordet revision, som betyder repetition. Alice Springs är a busy tourist center, en livlig turistort. Det här är upptakten till årets regatta. En gång om året hålls en regatta här i Alice Springs. Det är The Henley on Todd Regatta. Eftersom det inte finns något vatten i floden så tävlar man med sina båtar på det här sättet. Med den här bilden går vi över till programmet. What's happening here?
We're having one of our what we call a wild grass fire, where for some reason or other someone's thrown a cigarette butt out, or reasons we don't always know, there's been a bushfire.
Is it a big fire this time?
Well, it's had the potential of being a big fire. As you can hear, I guess, the wind is very strong, and for that reason they're always potentially dangerous.
How dangerous is this one?
Potentially it had a lot of danger because of the wind, but we appear to have contained it at this stage, and it just burned out a few hectares of scrub.
How often do these bushfires happen?
Say 3 or 4 a month.
And what is your job?
My job is I'm a captain of a volunteer bushfires brigade, and that's made up of just concerned citizens who live in rural areas, and we band together and got a vehicle just to look after our own houses and anyone else's, of course, that we can help with.
And you say volunteers, you don't get paid at all?
No, there's no payment involved for us. It's purely on a volunteer basis.
You're the Jillaroo.
Yes.
What is a Jillaroo's job?
It's very varied. It involves a lot of stock work, mustering, drafting, branding and trucking cattle.
What's a Jillaroo?
A Jillaroo is a woman that works on a station and does the jobs that normally men do. We have Jillaroos, and the male version of that is a Jackaroo. And Jill and I go down and milk the cows in the morning. We have 2 milking cows, and we come back up, and then by that time the children are normally up, ready, have done their chores, and it's about 8 o'clock, so we start school.
Terry and Marilyn Carger, you run Orange Creek Station. What is a station or a cattle station?
A station is a large area of land. In this instance, we have 2,300 square kilometres. Where we just graze cattle on the natural pastures that grow on that land.
got 4 children. Do they help at all on the station?
Oh yes, every one of them has a chore to do or a job that they are responsible for. The eldest boy helps his father with the cattle work.
So you live in the dead centre?
Yep.
Why is it called the dead centre?
Because it's so dry and we've only got a very low rainfall.
The daughter helps in the home.
We are sitting here in a beautiful garden and so on, and it's very hot today, isn't it?
No.
How many degrees is it?
25.
So that's not hot.
No, I still have a jumper on.
That's quite mild. 30 degrees, or after 30 degrees, it does start to warm up.
How hot can it get here?
We've had it probably up to near 50 degrees.
What are the things on top of the roof?
One is the air conditioner to cool the house in the summertime, and the other one is the solar hot water service, which has panels on it that the sun shine on to heat 60 gallons of hot water for us to supply us with our hot water.
Okay, well, I'll be coming down from Tennant Creek on that day and hope to get to your place about 12:30, 1-ish, something like that, Geordie. So I hope you'll be there. Jonathan.
Good morning, Mr. Walker.
Good morning, Jonathan. Alan.
Good morning, Mr. Walker.
Good morning, Alan. Geordie.
Good morning, Mr. Walker.
How many radio lessons do you have a week?
One for each day, which is 5, plus another one with your teacher, which is called a PLT. It's just you and your teacher.
What is PLT?
Private lesson time.
So that's just you and your teacher?
Yes.
Otherwise it's the whole class?
Yes.
How many pupils, students, are there in your class?
13.
And where are they?
They range from the South Australian border to up level with Tennant Creek on the Western Australian border.
How far away is that from here?
The north is 1,000 kilometres and south is 280.
I love it every day, spaghetti bolognese. I love it every day, spaghetti bolognese. I love it every day, spaghetti bolognese. And one last bit from you.
I love it every day, spaghetti bolognese.
What they do with their teachers on the radio is virtually revision of work that they've done here, just to see if they understand and know what they've done. All the rest of the teaching I do here, like showing the methods of doing maths problems, showing them or teaching them how to do their spelling, what tricks there are to learn different things in their spelling in English.
For how many years do you go to School of the Air?
For me, it's been 7 years.
So you start at what age?
You start at 5.
And then you go till you are?
12.
How many? 1, 2, 3,
4.
4.
6, take 3. So count off 3 and we've got 3 left, like a gun. Okay.
What is your job on the station?
What's my job? My main job is being governess to 3 children here on the station.
What does that mean, governess?
teaching. I do their lessons or not do their lessons for them, but teach them how to do their maths, how to do their spelling and language or English.
Are you a qualified teacher?
No, I'm not. I've only done secondary schooling.
Where is your radio teacher?
She's in Alice Springs,
And how far away is that?
95 kilometres.
Good morning, Robert. Kelly? Good morning, Kelly and Daniel.
Good morning, Mrs. Dwyer.
Good morning, Daniel. All right, today we're going to listen to some music and see if you feel like this as well. Listen with both ears. You ready? Right, listening.
With no beer.
And old Billy the blacksmith, the first time in his life, why he's gone home cold sober to his darling wife. He walks in the kitchen, he can rarely be clear, but then he breaks down and he tells her the pub's got no beer.
What does a school day look like?
Well, we start at 8 o'clock in the morning and go till 2:30 in the afternoon.
For how many days a week?
For 5 days a week. We have Sunday and Saturday off. That's our weekend.
And how many radio lessons are there in a week?
There's around about 17. There's 3 children. They each have one lesson a day. Clinton and Elaine have what we call PLTs. They're private lesson times. That's when it's just on a one-to-one basis with their teacher from Alice Springs, and that only lasts for about 10 minutes, but 17 lessons, radio lessons a week, yeah.
Jonathan, how do you operate the radio?
This is to turn the radio on. You pull it out and get the volume. This is to make the person sound clearer. This is the channels. We're normally on channel 1.
Closely to the music and you can sing along.
And to tune it, you push this down onto tune and load, and you get it as bright as possible. That's about as bright as it'll go. And to operate the handpiece, you just push that in whenever you talk.
Have you got the right amount of butter, Robert? Good. Oh, I think you might have a little bit too much, Megan. Just slice a little bit off. Right, have you done that?
Yes.
Good girl.
The children, when they send their correspondence work in, have it marked by their teacher. And when it is marked and the teacher has written a report sheet which goes with it, it's then brought down and placed in one of their pigeonholes, whichever name, family.
That is the Carger family.
That is the Carger family, yes. And this is a set that has been marked and is ready to go back. And we send out mail once a week.
Who can go to School of the Air?
Any child that is isolated into being at least 50 kilometres away from a established school. And most of these families live on cattle stations, policemen, wildlife officers, all of these sort of people living in isolated areas.
The Carger family, why don't they go then, the children there, go to a normal school?
They are living at least 50 kilometres away. It would be at least 2 hours drive for mother, firstly, and at least an hour to come in the morning, and then of course mother has to return home, and then of course another hour again, or 2 hours altogether for coming back.
Your job is a man's job, is it?
Not really, no. Oh, in a way it is. It Depends how you interpret it. I don't think it is.
Are there many women doing this kind of job?
No.
Why have you chosen it?
It's all I've ever wanted to do since I was young. I don't know why. It was just in me, I guess.
I'm a teacher, a big sister and a friend to the kids. I'm an employee, I'm a friend, I'm like a daughter, an older daughter to Terry and Marilyn, my boss.
This is where I live, and this is where my friend lives. They're about 900 kilometres apart.
Don't you ever feel isolated from the rest of the world in a way?
No, never. Because we're so close to Alice Springs.
How far away is it?
95 kilometres.
And that is close?
That is close.
Still waiting for the gun. And they're away. Diane still out their way. We have fairly recently started to head at the steakhouse. It looks like it's all Diane's life here, and about 6 or 8 seconds to go.
Don't miss city life at all?
Oh no, I don't know city life really, so I don't say that I don't miss it, but I've got no yen to go there.
You wouldn't like to live in a city?
No.
Would you, Terry?
No, we see enough of cities. We're still business houses are in cities, or such as Alice Springs and bigger cities like Adelaide in South Australia. But we spend a few days there a year and get out as quick as we can just to get back to a quieter life.
This School of the Air, what do you think of it?
I think it's a lot better than the other schools.
Why?
Because you can still be with your family, you don't have to go away.
So you wouldn't like to change your jobs?
No, not really. It's too hard to leave, I think. I've become too much a part of the family and what's going on here.
And what do you think of your job?
Oh, I love it. You have to love it to do this sort of work. You really have to love it, I think, to stay in this country and do this sort of work.
Till den här serien finns ett studiehäfte med bilder i fyrfärg, texter, ordförklaringar och faktauppgifter till varje program. Det kan beställas via bokhandeln eller köpas direkt från Utbildningsradion, kundtjänst 115 80 Stockholm och telefon under kontorstid 08 784 4240.